You are now tuned in to the 411 for your fantasy football with your host, Autumn Wind Williams.
Oh my God, you guys. What's up? This is your boy, Autumn Wind Williams. You're now tuned in to the 411 for your fantasy football. I was saying, oh my God, because I'm sitting back and watching the LSU Tigers and the Oklahoma Sooners, and man, it is an extreme blowout in the first half. I know this is NFL, but I'm just taking time to report a little bit of the college football. This guy, Joe Burrows, you guys better look out for him in the NFL next year. He won the Heisman Trophy last week. What was it the week before? I forgot. But he's kicking ass. He got so many damn touchdowns. I can't even count. He threw Justin Jefferson 4 of those touchdowns. I think it's 7. 6, 7, something like that. Anyway, like I said, this is the 411 for your fantasy football. My name is Autumn Wind Williams. We're now at week 17 of the NFL 2019 football season for FanDuel, DraftKings, and Yahoo Fantasy. And I'm providing you my quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end defense, who I have for this week. And this is going to be like preseason week 3, week 4. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of guys playing nothing but a quarter or not at all, or maybe a half. And I'm just trying to condense my player pool and figure out who I actually think that's going to be on the field. There's been some injury reports going on. From one, we have Zach Ertz, got ribs and a back injury. He resumed practice yesterday, but he is supposed to be out for tomorrow. We know Fournette's not going to be in. Interesting news yesterday. We found out that Antonio Brown was practicing with the New York Saints. It's no telling he might not even play if he does get signed, because he might end up on the exemption list if Roger Goodell finds out that he signed. Also, Connor from the Steelers, he's not going to be playing. So he wasn't that much of an impact when he came back from his injury. Texans, they are officially designating J.J. Watt to return off the injury reserve as of, Tuesday? So that might be a big impact in that Tennessee Titans and Houston Texans game that a lot of people are paying attention to, because the Titans are on the verge of making it to the playoffs. I think they're fighting for a spot in the seed where they're placed in the playoffs. We all know Marshawn Lynch is back with beast mode, going beast mode with the Seattle Seahawks. They also signed Turbin back. It looks like it's going to be a clogged up running back roster right there, but you know, they got everybody in emergency needs. They still going to be starting Homer this week supposedly, but Robert Turbin and Marshawn Lynch is there for their services for emergency. I think they're going to all get a piece of the ball, though. It's going to probably be more of a committee type of thing, because you know how they like to run the ball more than they have Russell Wilson sling it. But yeah, let's get back into what I planned on providing you guys on this video. Not that much of an injury report, no college football report. I was just caught up in the moment. Like I said, I'm here to provide the quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and defense I'm playing in my main lineup for week 17. And you guys can take in consideration, decide if you want to put them in your lineups too, or just figure out what you want to do with your players, whether or not you want to fade the type of players that I'm looking into and the rest of the public is also looking into. So starting at quarterback, who I have is Daniel Jones. Reason why? Okay, hear me out. Giants and Philadelphia Eagles, they're playing tomorrow. Eagles are playing for the 4th seed, hoping to win, or Cowboys lose so they can get that 4th seed in the playoffs. So it's less likely Eagles is going to sit players, since the Eagles and the Cowboys are both playing at 1:25 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But the Eagles are only expecting to win by 4, and the game is projected by 48. But myself, I'm kind of thinking it's going to be a shootout. I'm looking at how Daniel Jones was fighting with the Redskins last week. He got 28 out of 42 pass attempts for 352 yards and got 5 touchdowns against the Redskins. So I'm thinking that, since the Eagles can be having their guys on the field trying to win and get that 4th seed, say if the Cowboys lose, that's going to make it more of a shootout because Daniel Jones is going to need his receivers out there. And, he gave Saquon Barkley the ball a little bit more last week. But if you notice how Saquon haven't been putting up those numbers this year, is because Daniel Jones is more focused on throwing the ball himself. He turned over a lot. So I'm worried about that. Something like a Jameis Winston type of thing. He'll get those turnovers, then he'll bounce back with passing yards. So, yeah, I'm going to keep my eye on what's going on with the New York Giants. Make sure they starting Daniel Jones, and if they are, he's definitely going to be in my main lineup as my quarterback. And moving on to running back, I'm keeping up with the Joneses, you can say, because I'm going to be starting in my main lineup Aaron Jones of the Green Bay Packers. Now, the Packers are playing for the number 1 seed in the playoffs if the 49ers lose versus the Seahawks. And they're going against the Lions, who's the 3rd worst versus the running backs. And I was looking at the injury report earlier. I see that Jamal Williams, their backup running back, is out. And the backups behind him, Tyler Ervin, Dexter Williams, they're not much of a threat. So I'm expecting them to have Aaron Jones from the Green Bay Packers running back out there getting a heavy load of touches. And he can possibly get over 100 yards with 2 touchdowns. Looking at how Jones rushed for 23 times, got 154 yards, 2 touchdowns last week versus the Vikings. So it's definitely doable. Moving on to wide receiver. I'm going to stack with my quarterback Daniel Jones from the New York Giants. I got Golden Tate. Like I said, I think he's going to be handing them balls to the wide receivers a lot, going for some deep passes. You got Sterling Shepard, Slayton, but I'm going with Golden Tate, man. I'm looking at he got 11 targets. He only caught 7 of those balls, but he got 96 yards last Sunday, and he's going against the Eagles, the 4th worst against receivers. Let's see what he's been doing lately, though. Pull up his stats and see what he's been getting as far as fantasy points, so we know what we're working with. All right, let's see. Golden Tate. Where you at, Golden Tate? All right, here we go. Game log right here. So you got 15.6 fantasy points last week. Week 15, he got 12.1. You went into a little bit slumper in week 14 with only 2.1, but he got 12.3 the week before that and 24.5 the week before that. He been mainly getting double-digit fantasy points all year long with an average of 13.8. He got 608 yards for the year out of 44 receptions and 5 touchdowns, so I'm definitely going to have him as my wide receiver tomorrow. Moving on to tight end. I'm going with Dallas Goedert. Like I said, with Ertz out, with rib injury, back injury, Goddard, he caught 9 of 12 targets last week for 91 yards and a touchdown versus the Cowboys. And, man, if you look over the past 6 games, Goddard, he caught 33 of his 45 targets, 321 yards, and 2 touchdowns over the last 6 games. So, he's going to be out there a lot with Carson Wentz, and his workload is just going to be elevated, man. So I definitely feel comfortable at having him as my tight end. Shoot, it was one time where we thought he was definitely going to take over the tight end role, period, and it wasn't going to be that much Zach Ertz. But they've been sharing the ball with their tight ends. They minimize at the amount of receivers that they have on the field. And they've been playing a lot of 12 men, so even if they put out another tight end with them, Goddard's going to be the reliable target with, say, a Greg Ward or something, man. I don't think Arcega-Whiteside's going to be getting that much. I'm not sure if Aguilar is going to be out there. Definitely we know that Jeffries isn't. So, yeah. Goddard is definitely going to be my tight end for tomorrow. That's Dallas Goddard. We're moving on to defense. I have the Green Bay Packers that I'm stacking with my running back Aaron Jones. That's right, the Packers are playing for the number 1 seed, as I said before, hoping that the 49ers lose and get beast mode stuck all over them against the Seattle Seahawks. But yeah, I feel like I should be playing the Packers stacked with Aaron Jones because the Packers are facing David Blau. Yeah, David Blau of the Detroit Lions. He's not that great of a quarterback, man. Since his debut on Thanksgiving, you know, that first drive, everybody was impressed, thinking, oh, shoot, he's going to light things up. Man, all he got was 862 yards since Thanksgiving. He got 4 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Yeah, more interceptions than touchdowns. You don't want to play that guy. You want to play against him. His average fantasy points is 11.9 per game. So, yeah, definitely utilize that defense. Green Bay Packers, like I said, playing for the number 1 seed. They can go out there and get hungry, man. The Lions don't want none of it. Yeah, so that's what I have for you guys at quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, defense. Hey, man, I just want to let you guys know a little something. You know, I'm very transparent about things that's going on in my life as well as DFS. It was a trip getting home yesterday after a Christmas party. Yeah, we had a Christmas party on Christmas Day, but my auntie had a Christmas party last night. Little gumbo feed, got my crab on and everything. Finna go eat another bowl after this video too. But anyway, back to what I was saying before I start rambling. I get home and I read this email that I got reported on YouTube for harmful treatment to you guys or something. I got a strike against me for something I didn't even do. And it's based on a preseason video from 2018. You tell me I'm trying to dig up somebody's past. But I looked at the video. They took my video down, but allow me to review it and see if I want to appeal. And hell yeah, I'm going to appeal against it because I didn't do anything, man. But I just want to say, I don't know if you guys get a certain perception by things that I'm saying about, say, a team that's your favorite and I'm clowning them or whatever. I'm doing that out of fun. Football is supposed to be fun. We trash talk and everything. Y'all hear me trash talk all the time about the Las Vegas Raiders, right? And I got their logo tattooed on my arm. I just don't support them no more since they're going to Vegas. But with that being said, man, I'm not the type of guy that come on here and put threats or try to bully anybody or use abusive words or anything like that. So whoever's doing it, I appreciate if you stop it. It's not only me that's being targeted, it's a lot of other DFS providers. You got your Roto Grinders, your Wise Tape, Joe Hoka. It's been several guys that I found out on Twitter that they've been banned on YouTube for a week. And it looks like YouTube's trying to throw a disciplinary action against me if so happen I do get another strike. Right now they just sending warning shots. So if you guys somehow don't find me on YouTube on this channel, just search because I'll be creating another one, part 2 or something of the 411. Because you ain't taking me away, man. You ain't taking me down. Well, probably say you can't hold me down. Old school stuff for y'all millennials. But anyway, I don't know where it came from. All I know is it's childish. People get butt hurt if, say, I tell them pick certain players and they play them and they don't win millions. I don't know if they upset about that. But I always tell you guys, these are people I'm putting in my lineup. I'm not telling you to put them in your lineup. You make that decision when you hit that lock button. I do as well. I make my own decisions. Y'all supposed to be grown women, grown men. I mean, this video's not made for children. YouTube always make me press that button that is not targeted towards children. So I'm speaking to grown folks that can make their own wise decisions when it comes to their money. I'm just here to give you advice and let you know what I think for the week. If you don't agree with it, that's fine, man. For anybody else, if you like it, click the like button, the subscribe button, the bell icon so you know when I'm making another video, and share it on Twitter, yeah, Facebook, wherever, man, because I'm going to be here to stay. That's right, even on the off season, even though it's week 17, I'm still going to be providing you content for the upcoming year. For, you know, say you playing year-long fantasy, you want to know what guys you should be drafting, I'm going to help you out with that. Also, if it's going to be XFL, DFS, you know I'm with it. You know I'm with it, because I'm down for that ride more than I am with the NFL right now, since they're taking away my Raiders. But till then, y'all, make those lineups look dope as hell, especially for this last week. Make it dope as AF. How them youngsters say? Dope AF? I don't know. I'm old school, man. Anyway, I'm out of here. Just win, baby. Peace.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the 411 Podcast. Now get ready to make that money. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at the 411 DFS.